Hey, good morning. It's Cappy at Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. I'm excited that you're watching us on our YouTube page. Today, we're going to talk about the trunk show that we have from the Moda Fabric Company. If you are a quilter, you are very familiar with the Moda Fabric Company. They've been around for over 50 years. They're one of the premier fabric companies in our industry, and they do it right. We are so lucky because we have in our back pocket, one of our employees is one of the employees also of Moda. She's a sample maker. Her name's Dawn. You've seen her on a lot of our videos. And recently, a friend of hers, who is a friend of ours, who used to have a shop here in Noblesville named Tammy Vonderschmidt, who works for Moda full-time, actually down in Dallas, was here, and she brought this trunk show. And so we're going to let you see, if you didn't get to come to the trunk show that we had here, or go attend the one at the Quilt Guild that she was attending, I'm going to show you what's in the trunk show, because we got the opportunity to keep this stuff, and it is awesome. So the trick to this is we don't have all the fabrics, but we have the patterns, and we can certainly make substitutions on fabrics that are very similar, because the nice thing about the Moda designers is they repeat their fabric color tones, and their colorways are kind of blendable from season to season to season and line to line. For instance, this particular one is made with the Color Cuts Dessert Sampler pattern. Fig Tree is the company, and what they've done that is just awesome is this is really, I'm going to take this down so you can see, this is really pretty much just a scrappy quilt. So if you had things in this colorway, or maybe you wanted to do it in another colorway, you're still going to be able to use the pattern. And the patterns are so well written, so fun to work with. They tell you all the good secrets and top tricks and tips to make those half square triangles easy, or the flying geese, or whatever you're having to sew in there. Very nice. And if you've done patterns that aren't nice, you're going to appreciate these patterns are nice. So that's one of the quilts that we've got displayed. You can come actually see it and touch it and everything. Then this, I'm going to talk about this piece right here, this adorable jacket. Okay, Peter, how much do you like this jacket?
I love it so much. I already looked at the pattern to see if it'll fit me.
Yep, exactly. So you're going to see all our staff going to be wearing this tamarack jacket. The pattern is well written again. It's easy to make. What's cool about this is when you look at it, you think, oh my gosh, somebody has pieced all those little pinwheels and all those half square triangles together to make that. Here's the good part. We used to call them cheater panels. That's not the cool word anymore. It's like we used to call sewers, but that spells sewer. So now you don't call them sewers, you call them sewists, because that's nicer. You don't call cheater panels anymore. You call them convenience fabric, okay? So this is going to come. We're going to actually have this exact fabric in the convenience fabric, which translates means I don't have to piece all these 40 gazillion little pieces. It comes printed just like this. And then what Tammy did when she made the jacket was she went and stitched around it and quilted it around all these little pre-printed pieces, so it looks like it was pieced, but it's not. Shh, you don't have to tell anybody. It can be our little secret. So we have this fabric coming, and I just have to point out, see how she used the denim? See how she used right here this denim piece that is the pocket, or the, what are those called?
It's like a bound buttonhole.
It's like a bound buttonhole, but she made it with
fancy.
With the belt buckle holder off of the jeans is what it is.
That's fancy.
That's the thing that held the jeans.
But it looks like one of those bound buttonholes that takes forever.
It does, which you don't ever want to do.
Painstakingly.
That was a 4-H project years ago that we got a grand champion on, but nobody wanted to do it. So anyway, so she used those. Look at the denim for the pockets. Stinking cute. I love it. Her buttons don't match. Oh my gosh, that makes it even better. So this is just an adorable fabric. We have it in this colorway, and then another that's like rusts and browns and creams. We have the entire line coming, so I think it's a Betsy Chutsy and Mary Ann's Gift fabric line. It's coming in November, we're told. We'll see. Fabric deliveries are a little sketchy right now, but anyway, that's what this is. So love this. Here's another one. This is February favorites. It's American Jane pattern, but just look, this has got some applique in it.
And we have all the patterns, correct?
We have all the patterns, but I don't have the fabrics except for the jacket. So,
But something like this, you can easily segue any collection and kind of make it your own.
Yeah, I mean, and that, I think that, isn't that the fun part of making a pattern, is to look at it and go, okay, it's lovely in these primitive colors, but I'm going to like really go bananas and do it with Tula or Kaif or something radical. I think
I love this quilt. This is so
it.
much fun.
Isn't this pretty? Wouldn't this be just lovely hanging in a kitchen? I mean, I just see it in somebody's kitchen. I don't know why, but to me it says kitchen. One of the ladies that works there, her name's Virginia, and she wants this quilt. So, Tammy, if we send the quilt kit back, the trunk show, and it's not here, it's because Virginia has this, and I will hurt her and get it back for you. But anyway, don't you love that? But I can see some other colorways if you wanted to. So that's one you can come and see. Sounds like the doors are open, so there may be people photobombing us. Okay, let's go around to the other side, because there's more on the other side. Okay, here's another one. Oh, he's got to squeeze through. This is kind of, we got a little tight. We got so much fabric, we don't have room for people. So this is by Bonnie and Camille of Cotton Way, is the original pattern. But look at this. Look at these little...
Where's those little scissors?
Scissors. There's like 40 bazillion gazillion little pieces in here. But how stinking cute is that? I see this in a sewing room. And is this the one that she sewed?
She has the pins.
Yeah.
The little beads.
Okay, and here I want to just show you what a great idea.
Oh,
look at this.
That's the back.
This is where this is the back of the quilt. And look, here's the selvage of the quilt, of the fabric sewn into the back of the quilt. I could sew it into the front.
I love how she did the edge on that. Where
yes.
that edge, she left that for...
Yeah.
So it's got that soft frayed edge.
Got that soft frayed edge. She's used a little bit of the...
I'm going to back up so we can appreciate the back.
And the back is awesome. You know, when you make the back awesome on a quilt, you just now have a two-sided quilt. How fabulous is that idea? So, again, have the pattern, not the fabric, but because Bonnie and Camille colorways stay kind of consistent, we can absolutely recreate this based on the pattern with some similar colors. Or you might want to use other colors in your own colorway.
And if somebody wanted some assistance in coming into the shop and having us pick out the fabric, we have how many people that would be able to help?
We have 22 people on staff. We have 22 people. Now, the thing is, when you come in, you see, well, I only see 6 or 7 out front because there's another 6 or 7 in the back. And of course, people do have to have days off, so not everybody works every day. But yeah, we literally have 22 people on our staff, and they're all capable of helping you do this. And they want to do that. They're happy to do that.
Because what used to intimidate me when I started quilting is, okay, I love a pattern, but then I have no idea what fabric to get to make it. I wish somebody could just pick out my fabric for me, and I can go home, cut it out, and be happy.
We do that. A lot of the fabrics, patterns you'll see, we have kitted. And that brings me to the next quilt.
Ooh.
I'm around the corner here. So this one, we'll come back to the bottom one.
Okay.
But since you're talking about kits, I want to talk about this one.
Let me swing over here. Oh, yes.
This one is called Solstice. And this was actually a mystery. So some of you guys were in our store and you saw the white bags with the things hanging on them. There was over 50 or 60 people that actually made this quilt as a mystery quilt. But you don't have to do it as a mystery because we've already kitted it. So here you have the kit.
Oh,
there it is.
That one is gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty?
Those are my colors.
Yep. I love that there you can kind of see. It's very similar to this. But what if you're not like the primitives beigey colors? Ta-ta-ta. Because, you know, when you say that in front of something, it makes it specialer.
Oh, I love that kit, too.
Look
with
at that.
30s prints.
30s prints, red, white, and blue. Oh, here's one. This one's really cool, too. This one appears to be batiks for my batik people out there. Look at those beiges and browns and greens. Look how pretty that is.
Earth tones. I love it.
Yeah, so here we have a pattern that the pattern is included in the kit. And this is the quilt that was made from it originally, but don't let the pattern and the way you see the quilt bind you into only making it that way. We've got lots of ways for you to make a quilt besides just the way it was designed in the pattern. So see, there you go. There's your kit. Then around the corner down here, let's get this one down here. I forget who this is.
Joanna Figueroa.
Oh, this is another fig tree.
Stitch sampler.
Okay, this one's very cool, and I don't want to mess up their display, but you know what?
We need to,
so
they can fully appreciate this.
So if you have a person who crosses over from cross stitch to quilting. This just says cross stitch to me because it kind of all looks like little X's. But
It makes me so happy.
I know. And again, this is Fig Tree and Company, the fabric that was used. They're a company that continues to make the same fabric lines that blend together. So we may not get this exact piece of fabric, but we're going to be able to get you something close. So stinking cute.
I'd love to do that in her Halloween colors.
Oh, yeah.
That new pumpkins and something.
What about for Christmas?
Oh,
This would
the
be
red and
it's
green.
a nice size for
It'd
Christmas.
be beautiful
You could
in
hang
her
it.
Christmas colors.
Yeah, it would be nice for a Christmas quilt. So yeah, now we'll have these, I think, for about another 3 or 4 weeks, ish. So if you want to see them, don't hesitate to come in. But
They're great to come in too and get quilting ideas to see what kind of quilting plan they did. I took a couple pictures of some of the blocks because I love the recipes on how they did the quilting.
Yep.
So if you do ruler work, these are great shop samples to come in and use for reference for your ruler work.
yeah, and that's a good point, Peter, because we're an inspiration place. Because I know, like sometimes I sit down, I'm like, well, I just want to make something, but I don't know really what I want to make, or I have this piece of fabric and I don't know what to do with it. Bring your ideas to us. Let our staff help you put that together, because they've always got, oh, this is the most recent pattern, or we've got this fabric that will go with your piece of fabric. So yeah, inspiration. It's an art museum in here too. It's like a fiber art museum. So, okay, real quick, we're going to look at the wall where the patterns are. So, like I said, we've got all the patterns for all these things that were made. So some of you that went to the trunk show, maybe you saw the trunk show and you're like, oh, I should have picked up that pattern and I didn't. We have the patterns. If we don't have it quite yet, we had a couple we had to order. But for the most part, we have all the patterns that she showed at the trunk show. And we just love to have you come in and look at all the rest of the stuff too. We've got a lot going on in the store all the time. This pattern display, they just changed it out, and they've really got some patterns. It's strange how we've had these patterns maybe for a little while, but when we redisplay them, we're like, oh, I forgot about that pattern, and I love that. Why did I not get that pattern? So you might want to take a peek and see what we've got. There's a lot of other things going on. We're going to try to keep these videos kind of short and sweet, so continue to tune in so you can see what we're going to show next time. But I think that's all I needed to say. Peter, what else? Did I miss anything today? Not yet? Okay. Nothing. All right. Well, we're excited you're watching our YouTube channel. We hope to continue to have videos for you every day, at least one day. Probably not Wednesdays because our videographer, Peter, is not here on Wednesday mornings. And so we're going to skip Wednesday mornings, but the rest of the week, I think you can plan on seeing something from us. So thanks so much. Happy stitching.